What's going on, guys? Bombs7 here, and today I'm bringing you the ASR Season 3 Monaco race review on the F1 2017 game. Monaco, yeah, a track I'm not really that good at, I never pretend to be good at. All I'm interested in doing is surviving and getting points. If I can do that, then it's going to be mission accomplished, really. But it's going to be very difficult to do it with, well, obviously, my tendency to bottle it, especially around here. I mean, I don't think I've ever survived a league race without getting lapped, so... like around Monaco, so that'd be something. if I don't get lapped this race, then that'd be something of a miracle. But quali was in like sort of intermediate dry conditions, and I didn't go out late enough to or early enough to set a time on the ultras, which means I qualified way down in 14th place, which is pretty poor. It's really bad position. At least I can hopefully survive if there's any carnage towards the front. Hopefully we'll survive that. By the way, worth noting, iFens got his first pole position in the league, so real congrats to him. He's had a good time. He's one of the few who went out on the ultras, and he did a pretty good lap and beat the likes of Monaco legend Ben and New Zealand Ryan, all the quick guys. So this is now the formation lap. It got rear-ended by Fens there, and that's just kicked us back to the grid. But it's never really that major. It's only the formation lap. It doesn't really matter that much. So anyway, now we are going towards the 5 lights. So we want to make sure we have a good clean start from P13 on the grid, not P14. By next Vitcho and Acho. 5 lights on the screen now. Lights out finally, and away we go. And it's a pretty wheel-spinny start, not the best start if I'm honest, but we want to keep it nice and clean towards turn 1. That's all we want to do, and that's what we're doing so far. There's a bit of carnage up here. There's a McLaren going spinning. There's a Ferrari going spinning. That's Ben Daly there. Warden, we go around the outside of him. But we're going to legal overtakes. At some point we have to let it back through, and there's a lot of front wings shattering the track, even up ahead. More front wing carnage as bits of carbon fibre fly off the cars. And we've got a laggy car up ahead. We have to let Warden back through, which we certainly did do. And that's Brock Does Stuff, who's lagging all over the place. You can see by his name, is God Red X. He is desyncing. And that's just going to make it extremely difficult for myself and all the other cars to navigate him, because he's doing it. I know he was lagging and desyncing on everyone else's screen as well. And with a desync car, it's so easy to get damage from it. So easy. I mean, you can see he does crazy shit like that. He just handstands in the middle of Monaco tunnel. I mean, how can you predict what it's going to do next? As we go down this inside, trying to get rid of it. Go down this inside meant I cut the corner and nerve I chicane a little bit, but as I was a little bit put off. But he teleports ahead of me again, and he's sliding down the wall, and it's very distracting and very off-putting, and it's definitely slowing me down a lot in the start of this race. I mean, New Zealand Ryan in the lead has already pulled off a massive gap, and we're already about 15 seconds behind us. There's contact, carnage through the final corner. That's Warden and Dominator going side by side. Dominator had a collision with someone at the pit lane entrance. I'm not sure who, but they go side by side through turn 1 now. Warden's got the outside line. Hopefully we can put the pizzas now going up the hill towards Casino Square. We've got Greenmaster right behind me. And can we get past Warden? He's looking very slow, goes out very wide, and we go side by side in his left room on the outside. We go round the outside of Casino Square. That's a good move. I was pretty pleased with that. I mean, I know Warden has damage. He's got to have damage. He was going so slowly. He was understeering so much to that section, but still, I didn't really care at that point. I just thought it was a really good move on myself, and that's up into P9, up into a good points pay position. So now it's that time of the video to look at all the highlights of the first lap. So Brock Does Stuff, a great qualifying for him, it's got to be said, in P5. He gets a jump on Joe. Oh no, Joe's lagging a bit, but now going towards turn 1, he's getting a little contact from behind, and that's Ben spun round. Joe's forced him into the wall, and that's a Ferrari tagging his side pod as Brock skirts the wall quite a bit there, and he has to probably pit for front wing damage, or front wing change there. But that's really affected Brock's and Ben's start of the race. What actually happened is Joe lagged Ben round, but there was no contact in his screen, so that's just another case of crappy connection on this game. What can you do, really? As speaking of more crappy connections, there's Charlie losing some road front wing on Brock's desync car, and as going through the tunnel, and yeah, I mean, what can you say about that? Funk Guru, not even the guy who was desyncing on anyone else's screen, but Funk Guru just completely lagging or spazzing out all over the track and taking out Charlie. So very unfortunate for AOR Charlie there. He's been pretty good this season. He's got quite a few good points paying positions. He's got quite lucky escaping through a lot of the carnage, but unfortunately he couldn't escape that carnage. And now on lap 4-5, we're setting personal best. We're actually doing pretty good. We're finding our feet. We're getting to rhythm really quite early in this race, and which I was quite pleased about. And now this is on board a Greek Master who's got Ben Daly flying down his inside into Mirabeau, and he doesn't fight him too hard. As obviously Greek, I think, probably has a little bit of damage. Either that, I was just really slow at Monaco, which might be a little bit of both actually. And now cutting all the way to lap 13. Ben didn't catch up. I think he pitted again. Maybe another front wing change. I'm not quite sure. But the proximity arrow behind, that's Brock does stuff, who's right behind me. He's a lap down though. So luckily I was in the party chat with him, and I was talking to him, asking him, pleading him not to overtake me or not to challenge me, as I was doing everything not to bottle it. It's so easy to around here. It's Monaco, for God's sake. It's so easy to bottle. And I was actually catching this train ahead. New Zealand Ryan emerging just ahead of Chimchar and Master Berserk, and I was catching them actually quite quickly, quite considerably, it's got to be said. I think Chimchar might have had some damage, I'm not quite sure. But I was catching them all through that first stint. I mean, at the start of the stint, I was like 10 seconds behind, thanks to being delayed by Brock's laggy car. But we're in a net P5 here. I mean, sure, we have to make a pit stop still to the ultra-soft tyres, but still, we're doing really good. And that's our first mistake. Believe it or not, lap 17, half distance, our first mistake of the race, and that's only a tiny bit of front wing chipped off, so it's not really that much, not that affecting on pace at all. And that's where Master Berserk doing a massive mistake. Out of the Nouveau chicane to go round his outside into the back, another clean overtake, the second one of this race, and that's a legitimate position on the track. I don't actually think he lost any front wing damage from the collision on the wall there, as he's looking away inside into Raskas. Raskas is the name of it. I almost forgot the quarter names of Monaco there, but yeah, that's a legitimate overtake. And now we're into P3 on the podium. Sure, we have to make another pit stop as we get a time penalty. It's kind of quite stupid there. I was put off by the lag car, or the ghosting car of Ginger Horizon. And now lap 19. This isn't Master Berserk right behind me now. It's actually Warden, his teammate, who got past Berserk. And he's a lap down, but he's on fresh tyres and he's considerably quick. But at this point, I was just focusing not on bottling it. I was hoping to keep ahead of Berserk. The whole train behind, as you can see in the minimap, I've got a massive train behind me now. As a front wing damage was putting me off a little bit. Even a little bit of damage on this game can really affect your pace. It's really surprising how much it can do that. It's, yeah, well, not much I can do there. But as you can see, Xvitcho de-syncing from the race. Really unfortunate for him. He was in a strong position. After pitting lap 1, he was going to the end. He was in P4 or 5. He was just behind me in this train. And as you can see, on board of Acho, behind I-Fence, and that's a glitchy barrier, and he gets collected by that. I mean, what can you do? Just, what is that glitch? And why is it there? It's completely stupid, and that's just ruined Acho's race, for sure. He was in a strong position as well behind I-Fence. And as you can see, on board with AOR Charlie, who filmed I-Fence at the time, there was no wall. It was the same lap. In the same train behind Berserk, behind me, behind Warden, nothing there. And as you can see, it's just cycling through all the cars. I got a quick look at all of the grid, and as you can see, Warden finally letting Berserk and I-Fence past. As Berserk was actually, Warden was actually really trying to get ahead of me, as he knew he would have to let past the guys behind through blue flags at some point, and I just wasn't having any of it. I mean, I don't have to let him past. I was just focusing on my race, so yeah, tough shit really. Now we go to the pit lane on lap 22 for a front wing change and a change onto the ultra-soft tyres. We didn't really need to get a front wing change, but I felt like I had good pace. I felt like with a whole front wing, I can charge up the field, hopefully. Although, it's got to be said, with that front wing change, we probably would have emerged just ahead of Team Marduk there, but oh well, doesn't really matter. I mean, we're in P8, so still a few guys ahead who's still got a pit. I think Berserk's still got a pit. But then again, he will probably emerge ahead of us if he doesn't have any damage on his front wing. But now we just got to put the hammer down and set personal best laps. And this is actually Berserk, or actually no, this is Xvitcho's ghost car. Really fortunate for him, he couldn't join back in the session. New Zealand actually disconnected himself, but he actually joined back, luckily for him. But Xvitcho just couldn't rejoin back for whatever reason, so really fortunate for him. On lap 24, we're marching along on setting a personal best to go towards the turn 1. We are breaking ourselves massively, hit the wall, and that's a bottle job. That's a bad mistake from me. And that's put Fun Guru all over the back of me now, and we're just going to have to limp it home. There's no chance of catching Tim and Marduk or the guys ahead now. We're just going to limp it home with the front wing damage, and now we're on board with AOR Charlie, who's filming this entire battle. I've just got to hold back Funkguru right to the end. It's going to be incredibly difficult. He doesn't have any damage, or at least I don't think he does. If he does, he's got great pace, and he's all over the back of me. And this is going to be real tense to the flag, and luckily on lap 26, he does make a bit of a mistake through the Nouveau chicane, and that put him quite a way behind me there for a few laps. Now we've got Warden. Once again, he just can't leave me alone during this race. All over the back of me. I thought he was going to take me out. I was really worried this time, so I actually let him through. I just didn't want to risk it. I was in a strong position, P6. I just wanted to hold it to the flag. A P6 around Monaco for me would sort of feel like a podium, actually, because I wasn't expecting to survive this race, let alone get decent points like that. But now we're on board. Another clip. There's this great master just bottling it. He was in P9 in the points. A really off day for him and Warren, it's got to be said. They're both championship contenders, and they're both having really off days, as he just bottles it into the wall and throws away 2 points in that race. Now it's a clip on board with our leader, New Zealand Ryan, who's sort of just smoking from the back as well. Actually, he's not the leader, sorry. Oh my god, it's Joe as the leader. But I don't know what's happening there. Obviously, the Ferrari turned on the barbecue and just wanted to start that somewhat early or something like that. But back on board of the battle, this was really tense. I was finding it really difficult to keep Funkguru behind. This is the closest he got so far during this race, lap 31. I had to defend the inside into the Nouveau chicane, and I thought he was going to do the dive bomb. Now the next lap, lap 32. We outbraked ourselves a bit there. Somehow I didn't get a corner cut wood in there. I'm not quite sure how, although we did lose a lot of time to affairs. You can see Funkguru all over the back of me now. He can't really do a dive bomb into this section of the track, luckily, as they do get a warning there for corner cutting. And as you can see, I'm just struggling with the front wing damage. I'm just getting understeer everywhere. It actually felt like more than just like a little bit of an end play. It actually felt like I was understeering like a boat. It was really bad. And plus, I'm really down on fuel, so I can't use rich mix down the straights. I didn't anticipate having to defend this much later on the race. As Funkguru all over the back of me, I had to defend once again into turn 1, as he is. I mean, it's going to be so hard to keep him behind, especially when he's got that much pace difference, pace advantage to us. As I see the proximity arrow turned red there, he was almost alongside me. As now we're positioned back to the spectator cams. Great master there, actually retired into the escape road, just like Rosberg did in the 2014 qualifying. But as you can see, Funkguru all over the back of me. I'm just in steering all over the place. It's really struggling to keep him behind. This is really tense now for the final few laps. Only 5 laps left to go. So can we keep him behind for the rest of this race as we go really wide into Westcast, not really clipping the apex of the final corner either. And Funkguru has his best chance yet. He's got DRS, he's got rich mix. He's going on the inside into turn 1. Can he do it? We leave him room on the inside. We're going side by side now up the hill. Bit of wheel bagging. We lap my teammate there. As we go side by side up the hill, big contact, raise a hand, and we've got position ahead of us. So we go, no, we hit the barrier, and we hit the barrier on the outside. We've got more front wing damage, and Funkguru gets past us. Oh, I was really good defending up the hill, and I just bottled it all by myself at the end. I turned it too early. I was sort of rattled by having to defend that much, going side by side up the hill. And yeah, Funkguru, full respects to him, a clean overtake, clean battle, going up the hill side by side. It's very difficult to do in these wide cars, and as you can see, I just hit the inside barrier, and that just spun me off into the opposite wall, and not really much I could do. And now I'm understeering even more like a boat, and it's just really difficult to keep to the flag. So it's going to be P7, I suppose, although we have got another threat from behind us, Master Berserk, who I believe got more damage later on in the race and had to pit once again. This is Bonks, by the way, who's right behind me. And now, on the penultimate lap, we've got the race leader, Oh My God, Joe, about to lap us. But Master Berserk was right behind him, so I didn't want to let Joe pass at all, as I wasn't sure how many penalties Berserk had. I know at this point in the race I had 2 penalties, and I didn't want to risk letting him pass, so I stayed ahead of Joe. As you can see, looking behind, he weaved across the line, so he's won the race. All congrats to him. Now we're going to move away from my screen for a few minutes and take a look at this other really interesting battle during this race. This is Chimchar versus Fens for the final spot on the podium. The Williams driver versus the Toro Rosso, and right behind the Toro Rosso, we've got Team Armada flying along about 2 seconds back, who will catch this train by the end of the race. Chimchar really stuck behind the Williams, can't find a way past. I think Fens doesn't have any front wing damage, so there's no real big pace difference. So it's just going to have to be a pure skill, like an actual mistake from Fens to let Chimchar pass. But Ben is now right behind both of them. It's the final sector of the final lap. So going through the swimming pool section, now going through the second chicane there, and Ben is all over the back of Chimchar. And he's going for the inside line, down into Raskas. They're side by side now, going towards the final corner, as Ben just gets ahead, forces Chimchar a little bit into the wall. But that's a clean overtake, very opportunistic by Ben. I believe Ben actually got damage from being forced into the wall there. And Ben actually gets a final stop on the podium, as Fens had a penalty and Team MONACO did not. So, great comeback from Team MONACO, who was sideways going up the hill towards from exit turn 1 on lap 1. So great comeback for him. And on the final lap, I get a third penalty. But I've got 7th place, trial and truly cemented now, as Berserk is a lap down. I am not. So I'm going to cross the line for P7. A pretty good race. I enjoyed that. It was really sweaty. If I hadn't made the mistake into turn 1, then, to be honest, I probably wouldn't have caught Ben anyway. Best I could have hoped for a 6th, but at least I would have got that if I hadn't made the mistake, I feel. I feel like without the damage, I would have easily kept Funguru behind. But nonetheless, still a good race by myself. P7, that's 6 points. My first point since China, way back in round 2. So I'm not disappointed of it. I'm fairly happy. And now we're just going to move on to Canada. Oh my god, it's Joe actually won the race, even with that bit of controversy on the first corner with Ben, who still isn't too happy about the incident, but it was all lag involved. I mean, yeah, not much you can do with the servers connection on this game. And as you can see, Joe wins the race. Ryan gets 2nd place, who was actually pissed off because he disconnected and lost the lead to Joe and just never claimed it back, unfortunately. Team MONACO came through for 3rd place, Fens 4th, Chimchar 5th, Funguru 6th. Full respect to him. He had a great race, great battle with him. Really enjoyed it. Berserk 8th, Warden 9th, and my teammate Bongsbuff came through for the final point, even though it was 2 laps down. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that race. Yeah, I certainly did. I didn't expect to do this well at MONACO. I actually surprised myself, and I didn't even fully bottle it either. I mean, there's a few little mistakes, but either way, I can be pretty happy with that. I hope you guys are happy watching it, and I'll see you guys for my next video, whatever that may be. See you guys then. Palms out.